start this year, and they've done it without Kobe Bryant, but he's back in the starting lineup tonight for the Lakers. Underwent knee surgery this summer, but Kobe, after missing the preseason in the first 2 regular season games, back in the lineup. Lakers off to a good start here tonight as well, leading 13-6. And a carry is called on Kobe Bryant. Let's take a look at our Adidas starting 5. For Seattle, the number 2 scoring team in the NBA last year. Ridnour, Allen, Wilcox, Lewis, and Mohamed Sene, a first-round draft choice. Smush Parker, Kobe Bryant in the backcourt for the Lakers, along with Walton, Odom, and 19-year-old Andrew Bynum has played very well at center for the Lakers so far this year. Foul on Lamar Odom is his first personal, and the second team foul on the Lakers.
I guess they're real serious about calling that palming, aren't they? If they're going to call it on Kobe Bryant, I figured Smush Parker. Of course they call it on him, but not. Well, we'll see if they call it on Kobe Bryant in the fourth quarter.
That's already 3 turnovers by Kobe. That's Tom Tolbert. I'm Dave Pasch, Jim Gray here as well. Rashard Lewis hits the 2. And Lewis has 5 of the 8 Sonic points, including a 3. Sene knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay LA basketball. We mentioned Kobe Bryant's return to the lineup, but the Lakers haven't really needed him so far. Can they be a surprise team in the Western Conference this year, do you think?
No, absolutely. You look at the first couple games, and the surprises were how they did it. Andrew Bynum with a big game, and Kobe with a 2 in the first game, and then Ronny Turiaf came off the bench in the second game and had a real good game, and they're missing their 2 big guys on the front line, Kwame Brown and Chris Mims. So I think the situation looks really good. A lot of depth along the front line, superstar players, superstar coach. I think they're going to be right in the mix.
They rule that jump shot by Bryant a 2, and Allen missing on the other end. Bynum, who's really gotten a lot stronger since his rookie season a year ago, gets fouled. That's already 14 fouls on Seattle.
He just looks so much more comfortable, and why wouldn't he? He was only a rookie last year, would have been a freshman in college coming straight out of high school. And I've always thought, if you're a high school kid, the front court players have it tougher. You're going against men, you're in the paint, you're getting elbowed, you're getting banged around. It's tough. And you look at him now, he's got a man's body now. He seems more self-assured, and when he gets the ball, you don't see the panic in the eyes. Like, he knows what he's doing, and I've seen that. He's going to have his ups and downs, but he looks like he's progressing nicely.
Didn't start it all last year. In his first start, which was the regular season opener against the Suns, he had a career-high 18 points. He averaged less than 2 points per game last season. Here's Ray Allen. Shot clock at 7. Allen set the NBA record in threes last year. Ridnour from the corner. He's hit 2 threes in the game for Seattle.
Well, the one thing for Seattle, you've noticed, all their buckets have been perimeter buckets. And at some point, you got to find a way to get to the free throw line, get to the paint. You can't just live from the perimeter.
Seattle's already hit 3 3-point shots. Here's Smush Parker from outside. Can't answer from 3, and Chris Wilcox pulls it down. They leave Ridnour open.
Nice pass.
And Sene can't score in the low post. And Kobe Bryant has it now for LA. Bryant wearing number 24 this year, changing from number 8. Nice dish to Lamar Odom. From the corner, Odom buries the 3.
Well, Kobe has done a real nice job coming in, not really forcing the issue, getting everybody involved, penetrating, collapsing the defense, and then when the defense collapses, he's finding open jump shooters.
And a block by Bynum. Walton to Odom, behind the back to Kobe, back to Odom. And Lamar scores off the glass. He's got 9 of the 22 Laker points. Looks like the Kobe Bryant we saw in the playoffs against the Phoenix Suns last year in the opening round. Even though they lost that series, they were up 3 games to 1, and Kobe at many times was more of a passer in that series. Offensive foul on Seattle.
Well, you see, what he is doing, heads up, eyes up, draw the defense. Look at 3 guys around him, and wide open Lamar Odom in the corner. Same thing here. Who goes to Kobe? Lewis goes to Kobe. Allen's looking. Dumped it off, and then Lamar Odom does what he does when he gets the ball. Goes to his left, and when he's able to get to his left hand, he can finish. But you just see right now, Kobe is not going to force the issue. And being that he is Kobe, Seattle's going to honor his drives. Nice pass.
And Walton able to finish. The Lakers without Kobe looked great in the first 2 games, and with Kobe back in the starting lineup tonight, they're rolling up 13 points. The team that's averaging 112 through 2 games so far this year, on pace for much more tonight. Watson off target, tracked down by Wilcox.
Everything's a jumper for Seattle right now, all on perimeter.
Including Wilcox from outside, and Bynum clears. There's a Seattle team that has struggled defensively. We mentioned the fact they were number 2 in the league in scoring last year, but dead last in defense as Walton hits another from the outside. That's a 3, and it's a 16-point LA lead. And a timeout called by Seattle. Walton with
smart basketball player, high basketball IQ, and why wouldn't he be coming from the University of Arizona?
I knew that was coming at some point. Nice block by Bynum. Lakers are trying to extend their lead. And Kobe Bryant makes it a 12-0 run by LA.
Well, the passing, the ball movement, all contagious. Everybody looking for a teammate, and when you know your teammate's looking for you, you're going to cut hard, look for the ball. Right now, Seattle is just getting manhandled.
And I know Seattle was the worst defensive team in the league last year, one of the worst ever in terms of statistics for one season, but as Ray Allen misses the shot. But the way the Lakers are playing right now, if you're the Suns, if you're Dallas, if you're San Antonio, you got to take notice, right?
No, absolutely. You see right there, Kobe, pass, cut. I mean, that's just horrible defense. You can't let someone just glide right down the middle of the key and get a return pass. And right there, Ray Allen, nice job of getting to the paint. That's what Seattle needs to do. Find your way to the paint. Try to get to the free throw line. And when you get to the paint, I've always felt that's the key to basketball, is defending the paint and getting to the paint. Because once you get to the paint, the shooting average goes up, shooting percentage goes up, you collapse the defense, you get other people involved, get them open shots. And Seattle just cannot be content with cruising around the perimeter.
Foul was on Smush Parker, his first third on the Lakers. LA with 11 field goals, and they have 9 assists already in the contest. Parker draws the foul, and he scores. That's on Damian Wilkins, his first, and Seattle's in the penalty.
Seattle putting on a how not to clinic right now. I mean, everything they're doing defensively is going terribly awry. The Lakers looking like they might try to throw up a 40, 45-point quarter in this quarter.
LA's made its last 6 field goal attempts. 19-point lead. Here's Rashard Lewis. Bynum went over for the block and may have altered the shot. And Bryant in the front court. Kobe tried to back in on Watson. Nice feed to Bynum. And Danny Fortson, who is making his 2006-2007 debut, commits the foul. Bob Hill, in his first full season as Sonics head coach, he took over for Bob Weiss 30 games into last year. He's in the final year of his contract. And certainly his contract status and really the status of the Sonics as an organization is up in the air. We'll talk more about that as we go along. Bynum missing the first free throw. Let's check in with Jim Gray for an update on Kobe Bryant.
All right, Dave spoke to Kobe before the game. He said stamina will be the biggest issue. He says I'm going to need a lot of help from my teammates out there. I feel good, though. I took my time. The timetable has been right. A lot of people said it was 12 weeks. He always knew it was going to be 16 weeks. He says his biggest fear and his biggest doubt is that the knee could catch. He has that scar tissue in there, and he says only games is going to remove the mental doubt. If I can play consecutive games in a row, do well, get back into the flow of things, then I know it will be okay. He said right now there is quite a bit of soreness. We asked Phil Jackson about how much Kobe would play. He said he's not a 40-minute guy yet. He's going to be around 32 minutes, and I will keep an eye on him. He's just not in basketball shape.
And Jim and Tommy have to wonder, does Kobe Bryant play with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder this year? It seems like every publication you read, it's all about LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and even Carmelo Anthony. Not a lot of mention of Kobe Bryant, who, by the way, led the NBA in scoring last year.
Well, you look at USA Today, and they're asking who the best players in the game are. Is it LeBron or is it Dwayne Wade? On the cover of Sports Illustrated, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James. Dwayne Wade. And I just think in some people's eyes, this guy is in a no-win situation. They've already made up their mind about Kobe Bryant, and the guy's only 27 years of age. I still think he's the best basketball player in the league, but just real quickly, go back to last year when he scored 62 in 3/4 against Dallas. People thought he should have stayed in the game to give the fans what they wanted, even though they were up 30. And then a couple weeks later against Toronto, he scored 81, and there were some people saying he poured it on too much, and I thought what he did in that game was in the context. And I just think with Kobe Bryant, for some reason, he is just not going to win people over anymore for a multitude of reasons.
Back-to-back baskets by Seattle, Ray Allen, and then Earl Watson, who came over from Denver in the middle of last season. Well, Bryant had right knee surgery this summer, did not play in the preseason, did not play in the first 2 games. He was on the all-defensive team last year, as well as finishing 4th in MVP voting. Here's Walton, off to a good start tonight with 10 points. Can't hit the fall away over Wilkins, cleared by Lewis.
Seattle's starting to get some stops now and trying to get the ball and trying. Now you got to clear out here. Got to get the ball right back to Ray Allen and see if Luke Walton can stop him one-on-one. That's the matchup you want to go to.
Shot clock at 5. Allen uses a Fortson screen and hits the 3. Ray Allen set the NBA record for threes in a season last year with 269, and Seattle's on a 7-0 run.
Well, Ray Allen's one of the guys in the league that when he shoots it, you're surprised he misses it. I mean, he's that good a shooter.
Parker able to answer on the other end with a 3.
Of course, I'm getting a feeling about all the Lakers like that right now.
I mean, Smush Parker's hitting threes. You got Walton in double figures already. Bynum has 5 points, 5 rebounds already. And Turioff the other night had 23 points off the bench. Farmar's played well off the bench. There's a dangerous team in the West not many people are talking about right now as Watson scores again.
Nice job by Earl Watson. He's come in the game. He's been aggressive and led to some of this 9-2 run.
About a 10-second difference between the game and shot clocks here in the opening quarter. Odom on the drive, and he's fouled by Lewis. That's the first on Lewis. Seattle's in the penalty, so Odom will go to the line for 2. Lamar Odom, another guy who's benefited from Kobe Bryant's absence in the first 2 games. At 34, Odom did against Phoenix, tying a career high, and then came back with 22 against Golden State to go along with 9 rebounds and 9 assists.
28, 11, and 7.5 is what he's put up in the first 2 games. And he's that kind of talent that those numbers don't really shock you.
Looking at the NBA calendar coming up on Saturday, Boston and Washington on NBA TV. The next week on TNT Thursday, a doubleheader, Bulls and Cavs, followed by the Mavericks and Suns. And how about Cleveland in the start that they're off to? Big win on the road in our first game tonight at San Antonio.
Well, LeBron James is absolutely amazing. And the one question you have about Cleveland is, can they play consistently enough on the defensive end to make a run in the postseason? I haven't seen that yet. You have to wait to see this year if they've gotten better defensively. Offensively, they can score. LeBron can do it all. But that's the one question you have.
Allen hits the 3 and a foul. Back-to-back threes by Ray Allen, who now has 10 in the quarter and a 4-point opportunity.
Well, he doesn't need much space to get a shot off. You're going to see him right here. Hey, Maurice Evans is right there. Nice pick from Collison. And there's 2 guys right in his face. And Evans gets him just a little bit. Or was it Turioff that got him? Well, they probably both got him. I doubt they gave them both a foul.
Well, they give it to Evans.
They very well could have, though.
Yeah. Allen now with 9 points in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 6 seconds to go in the period. Evans with a pull-up. Can't hit. Rebounded by Lewis. Lewis from about 3/4 court. Now Los Angeles led by 19 points. Helping the Lakers out to a 12-point lead. Shot 72% in that opening quarter. Ridnour with a miss to start the second, and a rebound for Lamar Odom.
I'm going to ask you something to see if you have an answer for me here.
Okay.
And I couldn't ask you at the end of the first quarter. Nice shot by Turioff, coming off the 23-point effort against the Warriors. How come at the end of the quarter, when somebody shoots the ball, it doesn't matter if it hits the rim or goes in the 8th row? How come everybody goes, oh,
That's this close.
oh? But some of them aren't close, and they still do it. What's going on here? I mean, I know it's dark and people can't see, but that shot wasn't that close.
Collison double team and knocked out of bounds by Evans, so it'll stay Seattle ball. And one of the reasons why it's darker here than we've seen in previous years is there's a new lighting system here that'll be used all year by the Lakers. It's only available for Laker games, we're being told, and they tried it out against Phoenix in the opener the other night and loved it. But it was a lot lighter last night for the Clippers game.
I think it's very cool. I mean, it's almost like a boxing match where everything's dark and the court's lit up. And I don't know if the rumor is true or not, but I heard Jack Nicholson's going to have his own spotlight. It's right on him. Nobody else will be lit up but Jack will have a spotlight, and, of course, the players.
Lamar Odom took a shot to the face. He does get the foul. That's his second personal, first on L.A. in the period.
Those are always the worst. You get bowed to the face and you pick up a foul. Can you help me out here? I mean, just a little bit. You see right there, coming to the rim. Yep, he was moving, and Lewis did what he should do. You lean in, try to draw some contact, and get yourself to the free throw line.
Looked like the right elbow of Lewis got Odom right in the chops. 6 points for Rashard Lewis. A lot of talk we mentioned earlier about really the Seattle franchise as a whole being up in the air with the recent sale and the possibility of, if they don't get a new arena in Seattle, of moving the team to Oklahoma City. And Lewis has an option in his contract to void the final 2 years after the season, and his agent says that he's not going to talk about that until after the year.
There's just a lot of uncertainty where they're going to be. Wally Walker resigning. Swift is out. The contract extensions. They signed Collison. They signed Ridnour. Nice jumper by Luke Ridnour. And they, look for Rashard Lewis. Put it on the shelf. I really believe for this team, maybe more important than any other team, because of all the uncertainty, to get off to a good start. If they get off to a 2-8, 3-10 start, I really think this could hit the skids very quickly.
Their lease with Key Arena runs through 2010 as Radmanovich is fouled by Damian Wilkins. That's his second and the first on Seattle. We mentioned that lease goes through 2010, but there's an option to move the team next year if they don't get an agreement in place. And you talked about Swift. Robert Swift, the former first-round draft pick, hurt his knee. He's out for the year. And not playing tonight, Johan Petro was discovered that he had an irregular heartbeat earlier today. They don't know how serious that is or whether he'll be out for an extended period of time, but he is in street clothes tonight. And then your starting center is a rookie who has only played basketball for about 4 years, and Mohamed Sene.
Well, wouldn't you think, if you're the Supersonics, and I don't know what type of deal the city gave the Mariners or the Seahawks, but Key Arena is, well, I mean, let's be honest, that arena stinks. I mean, for an NBA, that's not an NBA quality arena. But if you're the Supersonics, you look at Quest Field, you look at Safeco, aren't you thinking, what about us?
Yeah.
How about a little help over here?
Safeco's pretty sweet.
Safeco very sweet.
Westfield, too. Shot clock at 10. Odom from 3. Boy, Lamar Odom looks so smooth this year. He's got 14 points and 4 assists in this game so far. L.A. back up 15.
Now, I've always liked Lamar Odom's game, and certainly this year you can't help but root for the guy. He had a 6.5-month-old son who died from SID, sudden infant death syndrome, over the summer, and anybody that's has kids as a parent, heart goes out to him. You just root for him. You want to see him do well. He seems focused on the court, says it takes a lot of the thought away where you're on the court. You just go out there and play. So he's a guy you'd love to see have a nice season this year, and he's certainly off to a great start.
Wilkins scores after the miss by Watson. Odom 4 out of 4 in the game, including 3 threes. Here's Evans, who came over from the Pistons in a draft day trade. Nice hustle to keep it alive. Radmanovich perhaps forced to shoot with that left hand because of an injury to the right hand. And a Seattle foul.
I think Evans was a steal for a second-round pick. You look at what the Lakers have on this team, and to pick up somebody who is athletic, defensively can get after twos, get after threes, explosive in the open court. I think he's a nice pickup for the Lakers, and he's going to pay dividends this year.
Luke Ridnour commits his third personal foul. There's Phil Jackson, who told us before the game that he will travel tomorrow to Seattle for their game Sunday. Jackson underwent hip replacement surgery just last month and did not travel to Golden State the other night. Kurt Rambis coached the team, but Jackson says he's ready to travel.
He looked like he was moving pretty good when we talked to him before the game.
Yeah, he said it feels okay. In his second year back with the Lakers after sitting out 1 year. Won 3 titles from 98 to 04. Wilkins missing the jam. And Jordan Farmar, who's played very well, a rookie out of UCLA, brings it up the floor.
Nice pass.
The 3 won't go for Evans, and Rashard Lewis with the board.
Throw it up. Got him.
Watson to Wilkins for the jam.
Well, he's a Wilkins, so he can jump. We know that.
Son of Gerald.
Yep.
And
nephew of Dominique. Although the last thing I saw Dominique dunk was those Tostitos in that commercial.
Nice move by Turioff inside. What a great story he is. We'll tell that story later in the telecast. Turioff had 23 points the other night. And gets his second basket of this game. 4 points now. Watson unable to knock down a 12-footer and cleared by Turioff. Turioff had that big game the other night, and in the locker room when he was being interviewed, he gets a phone call from Kobe Bryant. Wanted to call him, congratulate him on the game. Kobe, along with Phil, stayed in Los Angeles as Evans hits off the dish from Odom.
That was sweet. Rub off pick on the elbow and then wrap around pass. Not only that, how about all 23 in the second half? I mean, he wore them out in the second half up in Oakland.
That's 13 assists on 17 made shots by LA. Now Watson scores, and a foul on Turioff. That's his first, second on the Lakers. So Los Angeles leads 50-36. Oh, by the way, there's a new star on the hot.
Congratulations on that honor. What did that mean to you?
Well, it was kind of a very special day for me, Jim. I'm a Los Angelian, one of the first persons to admit their love for the city. And, to get an honor like that and saying, the city appreciates you, Jerry, it was a very special moment for me.
And it really was emotional. It touched you. We haven't spoken to you since last season, so there are a few issues that I'd like to speak to you about. First of all, what was your reaction to Shaquille O'Neal winning a championship with Miami?
Well, I was really very happy for him. Shaquille is obviously one of my favorites. Unfortunately, he took what I considered a business action personally, and I wish he hadn't done that. But so be it. And, my best wishes are to him and to Pat Riley.
Now let's talk about the Lakers. Jerry, I'm wondering, you've won 8 championships here. You've been in control for a long time. Does the thought process now cross your mind to pass this on to Jim Buss and to Jeanie?
That's my plan. It's been my plan for several years, and I figured rather than just drop it on them, I'd do it a little piece at a time, maybe 20-30% every year. So we're in the process of that, and so far I'm very pleased. Jeanie, of course, has proven excellent at her job, and of course, when I look at Bynum and realize that was Jim Buss's choice, it makes me pretty happy.
Final thought along this process here. We've seen Kurt Rambis coach. He coached here before. Not that you want to push Phil aside or want him to retire or anything, but has the thought process come to you that maybe this is like an Avery Johnson, Don Nelson thing, and maybe Kurt would take over this team when Phil's had enough?
Well, first of all, I want to see how long Phil wants to coach, because we would really like to have him for an additional extension. We'll talk about that at the end of this year or towards the end of the year. And after that, who knows, Of course, with Kurt, he's proved his competence, so I'm sure he's going to get some offers as head coach other places. So we'll just have to see how the chips fall.
Jerry, congratulations on the star. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim.
Dave Paschke has a star on the Walk of Fame, but he belongs in the Basketball Hall of Fame, and hopefully we'll be at that ceremony sometime soon for him.
All right, Jim. Meanwhile, Seattle on a 10-0 run to pull back within 6 points. We talked about Phil Jackson. He's under contract through next season, but as Jerry Buss said, they're going to wait until after this year to talk about an extension. Here's Kobe, and he lost it. Seattle trying to tack on 2 or 3 more to that 10-0 run. Earl Watson's played well since coming off the bench. Here's Damian Wilkins.
Oh, got away with a little hook there.
A no call. And Wilkins off the bench has 8 points. And Seattle within 4.
You know, it's one of those things where things just came real easy to the Lakers early, and now that they're not shooting so well, they're not taking care of the little things defensively.
10 off the Pine. And Damian Wilkins with 8.
And I think more so than anything, it's been Earl Watson's aggressiveness that has really helped this team.
Oda missing, rebounded by Ray Allen. By the way, Kobe Bryant with 6 points, 3 assists in 13 minutes in his first game of the season. Has not played till tonight after knee surgery this summer. And on the second opportunity inside, Chris Wilcox scores. That's 6 now for Wilcox, and it's a 14-0 Seattle run to get the Sonics within 2. Watson, Wilcox, and Wilkins, 3 W's, doing the damage during this 14-zip run. Parker, nice job by Watson on defense. And Seattle can tie it, or take the lead with an Allen 3. It's off the mark, but Collison gets to the loose ball and throws it away to Cook. Here's Kobe. Can't score. Cook follows. You know, one of the other pieces of news that Tom, Jalen Rose signing with the Phoenix Suns, a lot of people picking them to win the NBA championship this year. How does that help their basketball team?
I think it helps them immensely. If you can play basketball, and by that I mean do a lot of things, shoot, handle, rebound, nice pass, you can excel for the Phoenix Suns. We saw it with Jimmy Jackson come over. We saw it with Tim Thomas coming over. Guys that can do a number of different things. I think Jalen Rose is going to be wonderful for Phoenix. If they can get Amari back to 100%, Boris Diaw gets back in shape, this is going to be a tough team to stop. I thought that was a great pickup by the Phoenix Suns. I thought they were one of the top 3 teams without him. With him, if he still has some game left, wow.
Ray Allen with 2 on the shot clock.
Incredible shot.
But I think 13 for Allen.
I think that's a fantastic pickup for them. I really do. And I was wondering who was going to get him. I'm sure San Antonio, Miami were looking. You know, teams that were maybe one piece away. And certainly, I think Jalen Rose does have some game left. And the thing about him, you see Allen right there, just how quickly he can get rid of the ball. With Rose, he can play some 1 for you, some 2, some 3. Depending on the matchups. He can get the rebound, lead the break, he can distribute the ball. I just think in that system with the skills that Jalen Rose has, I think he's going to excel there.
Foul was on Ray Allen his first, second on Seattle. Walton at the free throw line, 12 points already in this game. Well, the question with Phoenix is obviously Stoudemire.
Yes.
The other night against Los Angeles, the Suns in that first quarter were absolutely dominant. They led by 19, but the Lakers got back in the game and ended up winning that contest, outscoring Phoenix, which is what you have to do, right, to beat them?
Well, we saw the way to attack Phoenix is when they have Boris Diaw and Sean Marion on the court at the same time. Even Kurt Thomas is only about 6'10", although he's more physical. You pound him. And that's exactly what they did. They pounded him with Bynum. They pounded him with a guy like Walton. Lamar Odom got inside and pounded him. And that's the way you beat Phoenix, is you attack the soft underbelly, and their soft underbelly is right there in the paint. But you're going to have to do it consistently because they will put up 105 to 110 on you.
Walton and Odom with 14 apiece. Ray Allen has 13 to lead Seattle. Here's Allen trying to kick it out to Watson, and he hit Lenny Wilkins.
Can't do that. Man's a legend in Seattle.
What a great catch, though, by Wilkins, who's now doing the television for the Seattle Sonics. Seattle back within 6 late second quarter, 56-50 Lakers.
Yeah, I do like them. Well, I like that. Not only Ben Wallace, P.J. Brown. I think the addition of those guys, boy, when he goes left, he is very, very tough.
That's 16 now for Odom.
One question you have is the youth that they still have, you know, with Ben Gordon and Kurt Heinrich and Luol Deng, and they're still pretty young. Duhan in the backcourt. So I don't know if this is their year, but they're getting closer. And this is an important last 2 minutes for the Sonics. You've managed to battle back from a huge deficit to close within 2 at one point, now 6. You don't want to go back down 10 points going into the halftime.
Bryant, beautiful move underneath the basket as he was challenged by Jellival. That's 8 points now for Kobe Bryant. First points in the second quarter for number 24. As we have to call it now, changing jersey numbers in the offseason. Jellival, rookie from France, second-round draft choice a year ago. Six-point LA lead, 90 seconds remaining in the first half, and a turnover by LA. Here's Earl Watson, 10 points in the game off the bench. That's for 5 turnovers now for Kobe Bryant. He does have 4 assists though. Shot clock at 3. Lewis double team. Watson wide open 3. Can't rattle it home, and Bryant gets the rebound.
That was good ball movement. You throw it inside the post and then kick it back out.
Bryant, strong drive, got it, and a Seattle foul.
You kind of thought he might get that call. Kobe is very, very good at drawing contact, and you're going to see right here, he's going to go right into Jellival, just boom, knock him off again. And then the one thing about him is not only is he strong enough to take that contact, he hangs in the air long enough that you're going down, and he gets a good look at the bucket.
Foul was on Jellival, his first, and the 4th on Seattle. 2 team fouls on LA. And Kobe Bryant now with 11 points. Jellival, nice speed, and Wilcox couldn't hit. Parker tried to no look at the Odom, wanted the alley-oop, instead a chest pass intercepted by Seattle. Allen on the drive, and a foul by Cook. That's a 3rd team foul. Coming up at the half, we'll go back to the studio. Red Hickman and the guys with the Toyota Halftime Show. LeBron getting it done on the road against San Antonio, the Heat, and the Nets. And how about Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers off to a good start this year? We talked earlier about everybody, focusing on the big 3 young guys, Wade, LeBron, and Carmelo Anthony. We mentioned, hey, don't forget about Kobe Bryant. Don't forget about Allen Iverson either, even though he's a lot older than those guys.
Yeah, I'm still, I look at Philadelphia, and I still think they're kind of a, transition mode. I love Iverson. Nobody's tougher in the game, but I think, Weber has lost enough now. I really like Iguodala. I just think that team, if everything breaks right for them, maybe get a 7th or 8th seed, but that's about the best I think they can do this year.
Cook, an excellent outside shooter who just signed an extension of 2 seasons, and Los Angeles back up and a 2-on-1. Bryant takes it all the way. Shot clock is off, so Seattle can hold for 1. Bryant 5 out of 8, 11 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and a handful of turnovers. In his first game this season, knee surgery in the offseason, had not played until tonight. Here's Allen for 3. Can't connect, and Odom throws it off of Watson, so it's LA ball with 1 second left.
Phil Jackson trying to get Bynum in the game. They just chuck one up to him in the middle. And why not? Who's going to stop him? Maybe Wilcox? Nice substitution, not giving up a possession. Phil Jackson sensing with 1 second left. Maybe it's time to squeeze off a good look.
And Walton trying to hit Bynum, and it's intercepted by Wilcox. Los Angeles led by...
was the fact that the Lakers, I believe at one point, were 10-0 or 12-0 points in the paint, and it ended up they're only +4, 28-24 in the first half. So in the second quarter, Seattle much more aggressive, just like that, getting the ball down low, getting the ball in the paint, and not just settling for jump shots.
Rashard Lewis now with 9 points in the contest. 3 out of 9 from the floor. Here's Odom, who has a game-high 16 points. Tack on 3 more. 19 for Odom in the game. He is 6 of 7 from the floor.
He looks like a guy who's supremely confident in just about everything he's doing right now.
He's 4 out of 4 from three-point land. We have a defensive 3-second call.
Well, watch the catch and shoot. I mean, there's no hesitation here. Man plays off, goes under, throw it to me, the ball's off.
And then defensive 3 seconds, so a free throw for Allen, and then the ball for Seattle. Allen had 15 in the first half to lead the Sonics. Both teams lighting it up from 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at the numbers right there, and you wonder what's going to give first. Who's going to go cold first, or, you know, they can't both continue to shoot over 50. Well, I mean, I guess they could, but generally speaking, throughout the course of the game, their numbers are going to bear out.
Lakers shooting 62% as a team. Allen with a nice drive. 18 points now for Ray Allen.
A much better job that time by Seattle, getting 3 guys back, not letting them get an easy transition bucket.
Strong move to the goal by Walton, challenged by Sene. Walton, 16 points tonight. He scored in double figures in all 3 games this season.
Nice job right there by Rashard Lewis. 1, to use his body to bump Luke Walton off, and then 2, using his body to jump into Andrew Bynum to draw that foul.
That's on Bynum. That's his first, and the first on LA in the quarter. $10 points now for Rashard Lewis. Log on to NBA.com or AOL.com/NBA to bid on an official game-used autographed basketball from tonight's game. Spalding will match a total of $20,000 during the course of the NBA Cares Spalding Game Ball Auction Initiative on NBA.com, benefiting NBA Cares community partners. Lewis gets both free throws, and Seattle back within 7. Here's Kobe in the front court. Nice strip by Ridnour, but then they call a late foul on Ray Allen.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the ball, and that was all the talk before the season was we don't like the ball. The ball's too tacky when it's dry. The ball is too slippery when it's wet. And I'll be honest, I had one of those balls, and it felt pretty good to me. It felt pretty good. I took it in the shower with me. I wanted to see how it'd react to water.
We need to hear that.
It was fine. Now, the Irish Spring, it didn't go. It was real slippery with the Irish Spring. So as long as they stay away from the Irish Spring on the court, I think they're going to be okay. But I really believe this is going to be much like the dress code was last year, where guys are going to complain because it's a change. No one wants to change. And then after about a month of the season, you start figuring out the ball and getting used to it, and I think you won't hear anything about it.
Sene is fouled on his way to the basket. Well, in a Dallas Mavericks preseason game, Mark Cuban had Dirk Nowitzki switch the balls out at halftime to see if anybody would notice. Went to the old ball. Nobody knows. Nobody said a word. And in the end, isn't it just a ball?
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you look at it and you bounce and you feel it, it does feel like, or looks like, one of those indoor-outdoor balls that you would get for $19.99. But it's not. I thought the ball felt good. The seams are a little different, too, so I think that throws some guys off. The seams don't all come to a point on the side of the ball, so it looks a little different too, but I really believe it's just something they will get used to and eventually will not give a second thought to.
The old ball was leather, the new one is a microfiber composite. First time they've changed the NBA ball in 36 years. Wild shot that almost went down for Kobe Bryant. He'll go to the line. Let's check in with Jim Gray.
Hey, Dave, I was talking to Robert Horry in the preseason. Everybody's talking about the ball. He had some interesting ideas and thoughts about what the effect of using the new ball would be. He said it's much, much softer, he said, so when you get it up there, you're not going to see any more long rebounds. It's going to hurt, he thinks, some of the fast break teams because there won't be those long rebounds. He also says any of the big guys who put the ball on the glass, like Tim Duncan, he thought it was going to be a great benefit, too. And we saw that here in the first game for the Lakers when Andrew Bynum put a couple of balls on the rim. It's so soft it just rolls over and goes in, Tom. It's pretty interesting assessment by Robert.
No, I agree, Jim. I think the ball, when you feel it, is softer. And some of the leather balls could get hard, and they didn't have a lot of consistency with the leather balls. And I don't know how it's going to manifest itself. I think what Horry says could have some merit to it. But that was one of the things I noticed when I picked the ball up, was it did feel softer.
Ridnour missing, Allen missing a three, and Wilcox gets to the loose ball. And they leave Allen open. Odom getting out on him, but not in time. That's a 2 for Ray Allen. And a game-high 20 points. Seattle back within 8. 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Here's Bynum, the youngest player in the NBA, just turned 19 years of age. Bryant, nice dish.
Good passing. Nice.
And Bynum with the finish.
I mean, they really strung the defense out on that one. Strung the defense out. You get the pump shot, the fake, then you get the pass to Luke Walton, the pump shot, pump fake, get to the middle, ultimately passing to the guy who had the ball to begin with.
17 assists now for the Lakers on 26 made shots. Timers at 5 for Ray Allen and the Sox. Allen, that's a 2. His foot on the line. Allen with 22 now in the contest.
Well, you're in a tough spot there if you're Andrew Bynum, because he gives you that little shake move, and you have to respect that or it'll go by you. As soon as you backpedal, that's when he rises up for the jump shot.
7 1/4 for the 11-year man out of Connecticut. Bynum. And a turnover by Los Angeles. They're going to call it a Laker foul. That's on Bynum, his third.
Look at that ball movement. Boom, boom. I mean, everybody's in scramble mode for the Sonics right there. Because once you double team the ball, you're scrambling out, then you get the pump fakes and the drive-bys and another scramble. And that was just a real nice job by the Lakers of ball movement and getting the ball back to the big guy.
Ridnour driving the hoop, can't hit it with the left hand. Parker out of there with it. Ahead to Odom. Missed the layup. Rebounded by Ray Allen. Ridnour looked like that hit Lewis's knee. Instead, it will stay Seattle basketball. 19 on the shot clock. Here's Ridnour, who has 8 points and 4 fouls. Shot clock inside of 10 seconds for Lewis. Can't hit the long jump shot. Rebounded by Bynum, and then he turns it over. Allen will rise and hit. That's 24 for Ray Allen, and it's a 6-point game again.
Just kind of hanging around. Defensively, they're going to have to get one of those streaks that they got earlier on where they hold for 3 or 4 minutes.
Allen had 22 points against Portland, their season opener, a game in which Seattle blew a 9-point lead with just over 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Scramble on the floor, and it went off of Odom. It'll be Seattle basketball.
What are you going to do if you're a big guy right here? I want to get the fast break started, so get it out quick. Right back to you now. What are you going to do? Oop. all part of growth right there.
9 points in the quarter now for Ray Allen on 4 of 5 shooting. Seattle trailed by 20 in the first half, got to within 2. LA has turned it over 3 times this period. Shot clock at 3. Allen with contact drawn, but no call. Here's Kobe in the front court. Seattle gets back on defense. That's got to be a pleasing sign for head coach Bob Hill. Bryant off the window for 2. 16 for Kobe.
Well, I thought there was a couple times there where he could have pulled up if he wanted to. Just kind of showing the patience. Nice pick and roll.
And Fortson can't hit the shot, but the putback goes for Danny Fortson.
That is one big man. I mean, big man.
He missed the first game of the year, was suspended by the league for a flagrant foul on Ron Artest in the preseason. Kind of fun to watch those two guys play against each other as Bryant misses the dunk. You wonder if that's the right knee impacting that elevation. Had surgery on it in the offseason. Odom gets the basketball away from Ridnour.
I think Kobe might want it back here.
Odom elects not to shoot. And then a 3-second call as both Odom and Walton passed up shots. Coming up on NBA Wednesday, it'll start at like Utah. A team like the Lakers fit into the mix.
I think the Lakers, they're going to be one of the teams battling for 6, 7, 8, I believe. They're going to be right there. I don't know if they go any higher than that, but I think they're a solid team. I also think that Utah is for real. I mean, I love that front line of Boozer, Okur, and Kirilenko. I think Darren Williams is going to continue to get better. I think the world of Jerry Sloan as a coach. I mean, you're never going to out-execute the Utah Jazz. So if they can just find a way to stay healthy, I think that team could be, I don't know if they move up as high as 4, but, a 5 seed wouldn't be out of the question.
Odom can't hit the shot with 1 on the timer. Utah with a big win at Phoenix tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? We talked about Phoenix and what's their Achilles heel? Defending the paint, defending the post. Well, Carlos Boozer, Mehmet Okur, they can certainly eat you up down low.
Travel is the call on Wilcox. Timeout on the floor. 6-point Los Angeles lead. Right knee surgery this summer. Did not play in the preseason. Did not play in the first 2 games. Both were wins for LA, and they've struggled with 3 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. And then a missed shot there by Parker. Odom with a rebound, and he's fouled. That's going to go on Danny Fortson. That's the second on him, and the third on Seattle. We have not seen any complaining tonight from the players, which has been the antithesis of what we've seen so far in the NBA season. There's been a crackdown, a point of emphasis. It is not a no zero tolerance policy, but definitely a point of emphasis on player complaining. As Odom kicks it out to Walton, and he traveled. Now, Tom, what's your take on that? You've had a lot of people saying the players should be allowed to be emotional. And Rasheed Wallace got kicked out of the game. Carmelo Anthony, Mike Bibby, all for getting too technical.
Well, I think you should be allowed to be emotional to a point, just as long as you're not disrespecting or embarrassing the officials. I've always thought the NBA officials did a tremendous job,
as Rashard Lewis hits a three,
of listening to you if you went to them with some sort of professionalism. And if you're going to run up to them spitting and screaming and waving arms and histrionics and gyrations, then yeah, of course they're going to tee you up. They don't want to be embarrassed, just like you don't want to be embarrassed. I'm hoping that throughout the course of the season this will kind of work itself out, and that you will be allowed to show emotion initially.
Kobe Bryant knows he committed a foul. That's the first on Kobe Bryant. Better team foul on the Lakers, and Seattle with a chance to cut the lead to 1 or tie it.
Well, give them credit for hanging in. Give them credit for not getting down 25-30 and just completely burying themselves. And I think the man with the ball, Earl Watson, had a lot to do with that in the second quarter, just coming in, making some shots, being aggressive. And then the Lakers kind of floating a little bit. Sometimes when you get up 20 points early.
Ray Allen hits and he's fouled. And Seattle can tie the game with a free throw. Allen had a 4-point opportunity in the first half. He's got 26 now in the game, an 11-2 Seattle run.
You have to, if you're a big guy, and I know it's hard for Andrew Bynum, but if you're a big guy, you have to already be out there. If you come out late, he will get off the shot, and he's going to bury it in your face.
This is a role reversal for the Lakers from their home opener against Phoenix. They were down 19 in the first quarter of that game, came back to win. They were up 20 on Seattle in the first quarter tonight, but the Sonics have battled back to tie it. 12 in the quarter for Ray Allen. Entry pass to Odom, who has 3 points this quarter after 16 in the first half. And then a foul on Ray Allen. That's the second on Allen. Both teams 1 foul away from the penalty. Ray Allen with 27 points in the game, averaged a career-high 25 last year. That was good for 10th in the league. He is second all-time in the NBA in threes, but he trails Reggie Miller by about 800. You have to play, what, about 6 more years?
Reggie, one of the best three-point shooters ever.
Smush Parker with a three. And LA back up 3 points.
The thing about Reggie Miller's threes, too, is he hits so many big ones. Just monstrous, game-changing three-pointers.
Many of those against the New York Knicks.
Yes.
Might add. Lewis. How about this three-point fest? Both teams shooting lights out from three-point land in the game. Lakers are at 62%, Seattle at 44%. 10 points in the quarter for Rashard Lewis. Odom on the drive. Can't hit off glass, and Seattle can take the lead. Lewis over Bynum. It won't roll home.
Well, I'm surprised the Lakers haven't got it down on the block, either to Bynum or to Odom. You got Danny Fortson and Rashard Lewis guarding the two interior guys. Surprised they haven't tried to test the...
or you get Kobe Bryant tries.
But they have no shot blocking. I mean, Seattle has 0 shot blocking on the court right now. So if you're the Lakers, you have to think about taking it to the rim.
Here's Fortson getting a lot of playing time in the second half, and he tips home the second opportunity. Remember, Robert Swift is out for the year with a knee injury. Unable to play tonight because of an irregular heartbeat, Johan Petro. And Mohamed Sene has played limited minutes, only 11 in the game. Bob Hill told us before the game that he played a 6'8" Fortson at the 5 spot tonight, guarding Bynum, and that's a foul on Fortson. And here's our first player complaint of the game, that Fortson able to exercise self-control. 2 minutes to go in the third. We are tied at 82. Bynum is at the free throw line.
Well, the one stat that jumps out at you through almost 3 quarters now is Seattle has 16 more field goal attempts than the Lakers. So how do they do it? 5 more offensive rebounds, 6 less turnovers. This is how they're staying in the game. I mean, some hustle plays, getting steals, getting out in the open court, getting some second shot opportunities, putting the ball in off the rebound. These are things they're going to have to do. Although if I'm the Lakers and I look at that lineup that they have out there with Danny Fortson and Rashard Lewis playing the 5 and the 4, I'm going to try to test them in the paint.
Bynum hits both free throws. LA back up 2. 9 points, 8 rebounds for second-year man Andrew Bynum, who just turned 19 years old at the end of last month. Youngest player ever in the NBA. Here's Allen, who has 27 points and a career-high 6 steals. Allen for 3 over Bynum, not there. And rebounded by Lamar Odom. That's only the 3rd rebound in the game for Odom, but he has 19 points and 6 assists. Here's Radmanovich, who hasn't played a whole lot tonight, just 8 minutes. Odom over Lewis. 21 now for Lamar Odom to lead the Lakers in scoring tonight. Kobe Bryant on the bench right now for LA. Bryant making his debut tonight after not playing in the preseason or the first 2 regular season games after knee surgery this summer. Allen off the Lewis screen. Here's Wilkins, who had 8 points in the first half, and Allen an open 3. 30 points for Ray Allen. And Seattle within 1 under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
I'm going to use a football term. That was a blown assignment. Because that's the one guy you do not want to leave wide open shooting 3-pointers.
Looked a lot like bad cover 2 defense. And a tie-up between Fortson and Bynum.
Here's one guy out there you may want to guard, and he's one of them. Or he's the one. I mean, Ray Allen is probably as shocked as anybody to find himself completely unguarded in the corner.
Bynum and Fortson doing a little talking, and Leroy Richardson steps in between the two. Look at the scoring in the quarter for Lewis and Allen. Allen total for the night is 30, half of those coming in the period. 17 for Lewis, 10 of those are in the half. I should say 15 and a half for Allen, 30 for the game. Last touch by Odom. So Seattle basketball.
Well, that's one you're a little disappointed to lose if you're the Lakers. You figure you have Andrew Bynum jump ball against Danny Fortson. Just all you have to do is time your jump right. If you time your jump right, you're going to get your hand on that ball. That's one thing Danny is not. He's a physical player. He is not a high riser.
6 turnovers this quarter by LA. Earl Watson with 10 off the bench, now 13 as he nails the triple from the corner, and Seattle leads for the first time tonight. About a half a second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Sonics leading by 2 late in the 3rd. 7 seconds to shoot. Again, Kobe Bryant not in the game for LA. So it's Odom with 2 on the timer. Evans can't beat the buzzer, and that ends the 3rd period. So, 8 minutes. Phil Jackson told us before the game he'd like Kobe to play about 32 minutes tonight. Kobe making his debut for the season after not playing because of right knee surgery in the offseason. Bryant has 18 for the game. He missed that time, and Rashard Lewis with the backside rebound.
You tell timing just a little bit off. I think the legs are a little bit tired. After one of the breaks, he walked over to me and did one of the, I think he's tired. And it's going to take a couple games.
Foul was on Maurice Evans. That's his second personal, first on LA in the period. How tough is that after all you've done is practice and you haven't played any preseason games, much less a regular season game, to come out here and go up and down the floor?
Well, the adrenaline's different, and now you have to react to what the opponent's doing. And not only do you have to react and then explode. So it's a lot different. You can be in great shape and come out here and still be winded.
Wilkins with 1 on the shot clock. Boy, Seattle's bench has been very good tonight. 10 for Wilkins and 13 for Earl Watson, who started his career with Seattle and went to Memphis and Denver before going back to the Sonics at a big trade last year. Seattle leads by 4, its largest lead of the night.
And everybody can't just stand around and expect Kobe to do it. You got to play your own game, get open.
Evans with 1 on the shot clock, just got it off and missed the 2. Radmanovich, though, with the rebound.
Well, that's one I think you got to take right back up. But, it's a mental game now. If you're the Lakers, you're in the fourth quarter, you're up 20 points. You're thinking, what the heck are we doing behind by 4? So every time you miss a bucket, Turioff doing a nice job of getting himself to the free throw line, every time you miss a bucket, the bucket gets a little bit tighter. Seattle's playing with house money right now. They were down 20. I don't want to say they were left for dead because we've seen it a lot in the NBA. Get down big early, you can, and will come back sometimes. But they're just feeling good. Hey, we're left for dead. Here we go. We have a chance to still win here in Los Angeles. If you're the Lakers, the longer Seattle has the lead or stays close, you're just thinking, what the heck's going on around here?
Foul was on Collison, his second, and the first on Seattle in the period. Turioff telling everybody he wants to be known as Ronnie now. He was Ronnie when he was at Gonzaga. He is just over a year removed from heart surgery. It's amazing that he's made it back, and he was stellar the other night against Golden State at 23 points and 9 rebounds.
Yeah, it is so good to see him back on the court. You're wondering not just about basketball. What about life? How's the heart surgery going to affect him in just an everyday life? He had an enlarged heart. His aorta was 50% the times larger than a normal aorta, and it's so good to see this guy back playing well. He has such good energy about him, always smiling, having a good time. So I'm happy he's back on the court and glad to see him doing well.
Yeah, Phil Jackson told us before the game he's just a great teammate, great guy to be around. He commits the foul there, his first, second on the Lakers. Shot clock at 5. Lewis backing in on Radmanovich and scores off the window. That's 19 for Rashard Lewis.
Well, he has that in his game. He's not going to be an exclusive post-up guy, but on the right matchups, you'd like to see him get down there a little bit more. He can do it off the left block, which is his favorite block, that time off the right block, but he has some game down there.
Jordan Farmar, rookie from UCLA, can't hit the 3, but Evans gets to the loose ball. Here's Kobe driving on Wilkins, and he'll go to the line. Second team foul on Seattle in the period. Let's take a look at our Jeep storyline. Seattle trailed by 20 in the first half, but has come back to take a 4-point lead. 30 points for Ray Allen, 15 in the third quarter. Kobe Bryant with 5 turnovers, but all those in the first half, and he has 18 points in his season debut. Seattle has made 8 out of its last 11 shots as Bryant hits the first free throw. Kobe, the second longest tenured player with one team behind Kevin Garnett. Hard to believe this is the 11th year in the NBA for Kobe Bryant.
That's amazing, though. So many kids coming out at a young age and 10 years into the league. And are you kidding me?
He's 28, and it's year 11.
Wait till he's about a 20-year veteran, which I'm sure he will be at some point.
Shot clock at 5. Wilkins strong to the goal for 2.
Well, that was just a blow-by. I don't think Kobe expected him to go baseline as quickly as he did, but that was a catch and see you.
Seattle with a 5-point lead, its largest of the game. Kobe kick out. Radmanovich's three is there. That's a great sign for him, playing with a torn ligament in that shooting hand. 6 points for Radmanovich in the game.
Now, one of the reasons they went out and got him, when Kobe drives and penetrates, you want to have somebody on the perimeter that can hit those. Nice block.
Kurioff with the swat. 3-on-2. Farmar. And Los Angeles ties it at 94. 5 straight points for the Lakers, and young guys Kurioff and Farmar getting it done in that sequence. And Ray Allen quickly off the bench will come into the next dead ball for the Sonics.
Nice step up right there by Maurice Evans.
Shot clock at 1. Watson did get it away, and that's a shot clock violation. Did not hit the rim. Timeout on the floor. Points for Allen. Kobe Bryant has 19 points in the game to go along with 5 assists. It's a tie game. 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Lakers 2-0. Seattle 0-1 on the season. Here's Odom, who has 21 points to lead the Lakers in scoring. He's fouled on his way to the basket. No basket. Nick Collison commits his 3rd personal and 3rd team foul on Seattle in the quarter.
Well, Lamar Odom's been able to hit those shots tonight from the outside, so Nick Collison, has to run out there and honor that shot. 4 for 5 from beyond the arc for Lamar Odom, so he jumps out, and rightfully so, plays his left hand. Lamar Odom did a nice job of going right and getting to the rim, and with nobody there to step up and take that charge, Collison has nothing left to do but foul.
You talked about Lamar Odom in the offseason dealing with the death of his 6.5-month-old son, Jaden. Sudden infant death syndrome, crib death. Lamar was also robbed at gunpoint back in Queens in the summer. And he says that basketball has been his getaway. And that's 23 points now for Lamar Odom. Let's bring Jim Graham.
Dave, I spoke to Lamar. He said even the other night when he hit a big shot, he had that wave of emotion come over about the death. And he said it's just going to take some time. It's a roller coaster ride. He said he got chills out there thinking about his child and what had happened. Hitting a big shot, he said it comes and goes. And he says it's just going to be therapy to be with my teammates and to try and get through this thing. But it's definitely having a lingering effect on him, as I'm sure it would with any parent.
All right, Jim, and there's a picture of Jaden. Lamar does have 2 other children. Can't imagine losing a child, especially at that age. Shot clock at 3. Earl Watson missed the 3, but Allen with the offensive rebound. Allen for 3, and Radmanovich clears. And then almost another steal by Allen. He's got 6. That's a career high. Bryant's pass broken up by Wilcox. Odom trying to save it, and it's Seattle ball. Numbers for the Sonics. Wilcox! The high-flying slam. That's Chris Wilcox's game. 5th-year player out of Maryland, former Clipper. Was traded to Seattle in the offseason, or during the season last year, and averaged 14 points per game when he came to the Sonics. 8 points so far in this game. Wilcox really broke out towards the end of last year. Odom missing, Ridnour with the rebound. Game even at 96, 6.5 to go in the fourth.
Well, kind of an odd lineup for the Lakers, one I haven't seen so far this year, where Radmanovich and Odom are the big guys, and they don't have anybody to guard the rim now.
Ridnour driving on Farmar, and he scored.
And a nice job by Ridnour, recognizing there's no shot blockers back there. Let me see if I can get it to the rim.
Well, Phil Jackson is a big Jordan Farmar fan. He told us that, but not very theater-like, so it's a lot darker in the stands. Kurioff's pass, that hit the official, and they're going to give it to Seattle. That hit Joe DeRosa. It'll be Seattle ball.
I think it might have hit Kobe and then hit DeRosa, who was standing out of bounds. So it looks like that might have been what happened.
That's the 18th LA turnover. Well, we had a road team get a win in our first game of our NBA Friday doubleheader. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers winning at San Antonio in Seattle. Win on the road in L.A. after trailing by 20 in the opening quarter. Last touch by Turioff. It'll stay Seattle ball with 12 to shoot. $25 points for the Sonics off of those 18 L.A. turnovers tonight. Only 12 L.A. points off of Seattle's giveaways. 18 turnovers for Seattle. Make that 10 turnovers for Seattle.
We'll see if Ray Allen goes to the hoop or not.
Spins out the three. And Turioff with the rebound.
Well, I'd be surprised if they guard him with Lamar Odom again. And Lamar Odom's Ray Allen's guard. They got to get, he's open.
Kobe on the drive. Score! And he's fouled.
That to me, not necessarily that play, but this is what, for my money, separates Kobe from just about everybody else. At the end of the games, when you need something, you have to have it. It's just that look in his eyes that he is not going to be denied. He's going to find a way to get to the glass, get to the rim, get to the free throw line, make an impossible shot, and not that Dwayne Wade isn't relentless getting to the hoop, but there's just something about him in the last 5-6 minutes of a game where he's able to rise above and beyond more times than not.
He's got 22 tonight. He led the NBA in scoring last year, averaging 35 points per game. Wow! Ridnour with a floater. Luke Ridnour with 12 points in the contest. Seattle back up 1. Ridnour just signed a contract extension on Monday. He would have become a restricted free agent had he not signed that contract. Walton fouled. Luke Ridnour coming off a career best 11.5 points per game season in 2005-2006.
Talk about a runner, floater. He threw that thing up. That thing went above the backboard.
He's got to be encouraged by the fact he's on the floor right now. You know, towards the end of last season, he was not out there a lot in the fourth quarter. Earl Watson was. Right now, Bob Hill has both those guys on the floor. As Walton hits the first free throw, Seattle is now in the penalty. Only 2 team fouls on L.A.
Well, you don't have a center on the court. And Sene started at center. You take him off and slide everybody else down, bringing on Earl Watson. Sene got another ball handler. The only problem is rebounding.
How about Turioff getting the offensive rebound? And Phil Jackson says he's a hustler. That's what he does. Showed us he could score 2, said to Coach Jackson the other night. Walton missed inside. Ridnour the lob to Lewis. Nice finish. Lakers didn't get back on defense.
Well, not only didn't get back, didn't have vision on everybody running the wings. And that's just something you can't have happen. You can't afford to give away easy buckets in a tight game like this.
Turioff hustling on the floor to keep possession. Shot clock at 10. Entry pass to Walton with 5 to shoot. Nice feed to a cutting Turioff, who's fouled.
So you're going to see right here, Ridnour head up. On the weak side, there were 3 guys running, and Walton just couldn't get back in time to stop that one.
Foul was on Lewis, his second, and again Seattle in the penalties, so 2 free throws for Turioff. 6 points, 3 rebounds on the night. Coming up on Saturday on NBA TV, Boston will take on Washington, and on TNT next week. On Thursday, the Bulls and the Cavs, and Phoenix taking on Dallas. Mavericks, the defending Western Conference champions. Turioff gets both free throws, and we're even again at 102 apiece.
Who can take care of the glass? Who can defend the rim? With these type of lineups in there, no big guys. Can you get to the rim? And can you get rebounds?
Lewis missed the 3. Turioff with the rebound. He's got 4 boards now to go along with 8 points. And the Lakers can take the lead as we near the 4-minute mark in the 4th period.
I'm just thinking with both these teams, you have to explore the opportunity of getting the ball to the paint.
Turioff from outside. Tony Turioff from about 15 feet. Lakers back up to 10 for Turioff. Wrist whistle and a foul inside on Los Angeles is Kobe Bryant. That's the third team foul. Third personal on Kobe.
Nice job by Luke Walton just getting that pass over Chris Wilcox' outstretched arms. And Ronny Turiaf lets you know how he feels.
And it seems like the Lakers feed off.
Coaches don't want to hear that, though.
Here's Ridnour on the drive. And Wilcox with the follow. And Seattle ties it at 104.
Well, it's going to come down to getting to the rim and getting defensive rebounds. You just look at the lineups these two teams have out there, and right there, Ridnour, the reason Wilcox was able to get the rebound, I think they're going to call that on Earl Watson, trying to shove Luke Walton off the block. But you see right there, the penetration creates offensive rebounding lanes. Turiaf has to come over to try and get at that shot or deter Ridnour from getting to the hoop, and that opens up the lane for Wilcox.
Got 9 ties, 6 lead changes. We talked about offensive rebounding. 12 offensive boards for Seattle. Walton misses the first free throw. Seattle's in a penalty now. 10 points, 11 rebounds for Wilcox in the game.
Well,
Change of scenery certainly helped him, huh?
Yeah, he was the guy that coming over from the Clippers last year where they had a log jam on the front line. This is a perfect fit for him, I think. They're a team that loves to get up and down, loves to run. That's his game. And I would expect he's going to have a nice year this year for Seattle.
4 points now this half for Walton, 18 in the game. LA by 1 as Walton gets 1 of 2 at the line. Lewis finds Wilcox again, and he'll go to the free throw line. 14th foul on LA. That's on Turiaf. And that's personal number 2 on him. We were just talking before the break about Turiaf. And it's amazing that he's even in the NBA after open heart surgery. And there were people before the surgery that weren't sure if he was going to be able to make it in this league as a second-round draft pick out of Gonzaga.
Yeah, I always enjoyed watching him play at Gonzaga. The one thing he always had was energy. But beyond that, he was a guy that had a low post game, could hit a 15-foot jump shot, was a decent enough free throw shooter that you could tell he had some touch. And he always had enthusiasm. I was actually surprised when he was drafted that he didn't go. I didn't think he was a lottery-type guy, but a late first-rounder. And he's proven that he can play in this league.
Tied at 105. Walton gets inside, and it drops through. And the Lakers back up 2 with 2:43 to go. 20 points now for Walton. He scored at least 11 points in all 3 games this year for the Lakers.
That's 2 times in a row. Ridnour switched off and found himself on Luke Walton, and that is just a bad matchup for the Supersonics. And I think this is a bad matchup for the Lakers.
Lakers won 45 games a year ago, trying to go 3-0. Allen missing, Walton clearing, and Smush Parker has it for LA. Seattle last year won 35 games after winning 52 in the Northwest Division 2 years ago. Seattle trying to avoid an 0-2 start here in 2006-2007. Ray Allen has not scored in the quarters, has 30 in the game. He's guarding Kobe Bryant. Shot clock at 2. Walton behind the head pass, and they just get it off, but Bryant can't knock it down. Here's Allen. LA gets back on defense that time. Under 2 minutes to go, Lakers by a deuce. Here's Wilkins, who's had a nice game off the bench with 12. Shot clock at 3. Lewis trying to create some space. Hits the shot with 1 on the timer.
Tough shot. Nice job by the Lakers coming over and trying to pin him along the baseline, but the way he releases the ball behind his head and almost shoots it straight up, good look at the bucket.
23 for Lewis. We're tied at 107. Here's Parker down the lane. Nice move with the left hand. LA back up 2. Parker, Walton, Bryant, Odom, and Turiaf on the floor for LA. Ridnour, Lewis, Allen, Wilcox, and Wilkins for Seattle. Shot clock at 7. Allen without a point in the 4th quarter at 15 in the 3rd. Tough shot over Kobe, won't go. Tip won't go for Wilcox. And then Turiaf gets the rebound and a Seattle foul. Foul is on Wilcox, his third. This Lakers team really feeds off of Turioff's emotion off the bench.
Well, you can tell the crowd does as well. And one of the reasons he came in the game, before he was in the game, it was Radmanovic was in the game, and they really didn't have that guy who was going to be aggressive, getting on the boards, getting after the glass. And he has certainly done that. He's not afraid to get in there and mix it up, get his nose blooded a little bit, and he's athletic enough and long enough to get up there and get those rebounds. And that certainly, with under a minute left, was a key rebound. Now a couple key free throws.
He's 4 for 4 tonight after only 56% free throw shooting last year. 11 now for Turioff in the game. That's back-to-back games at double-figure scoring. You wonder, will his playing time diminish when the Lakers get Kwame Brown and Chris Min back from injury? You forget the Lakers still without those two guys. It's a two-possession game as Turioff gets the second one to drop and a Seattle timeout. Turioff perfect tonight. 3 for 3 from the field and 5 for 5 at the line.
Where they want to be, they're going to have to get contributions from most of those guys.
And again, they'll get Mim and Brown back soon. Alley-oop for Wilcox. Oh, what a catch. And then the block by Turioff. And then another block by Turioff. And Parker has it for the Lakers. Ahead to Bryant, who will slow it up. How about Turioff on the defensive end? And then a Seattle foul.
That was unbelievable. And Wilcox is a high flyer in a point-blank range. He sent it back. And he sent back another one. Check this out. Odom couldn't get it. Wilcox collects himself. That's not going to happen. Rashard Lewis says, you didn't see it, but believe me, there it is. He got that one and sent it out. And that guy.
And Kobe hits the first free throw. Kobe's reaction. He's fired up too.
Where'd he go? Like, where do they do that? A&M and all? I guess there's a lot of schools that do that. After they score, they all do push-ups and stuff.
Well, Kobe was so happy for Turioff the other night. He gave him a phone call after not making a trip to Golden State because of the knee surgery in the offseason. 5-point Laker lead. It's Turioff off the bench, getting it done on the fourth.
It's a quick three. You need to get something fairly quickly, but you need to penetrate, and if someone's open, then it's three-ball time.
Ridnour can't hit the three. The follow by Lewis. And the Sonics within 3.
You don't need a foul here. You play solid. Interesting. And there's more than enough time. More than enough time to get a defensive stop, come back down, and score. And unless you just figure that percentages would dictate Lamar Odom not a very good free throw shooter, let's go ahead and give it a shot.
Foul was on Rashard Lewis. That's his third. Sports Center coming up next here on ESPN. Lakers by 3. They'll have all the highlights from earlier NBA games, including LeBron James and what the Cavs did at San Antonio. Another great day of college football coming up tomorrow. And NFL action as well this weekend, including Colts Patriots and our Monday night game on ESPN, Seattle and the Oakland Raiders, who've won their last 2. So it's a two-possession game after Odom hits the first free throw. 1 out of 2. Turioff kept it alive, but in the hands of Wilkins. Here's Lewis. That's a 3. He let it go with both feet behind the three-point line, and Seattle is within 1. And inbound to Odom, and a quick foul on Seattle.
Now, what do I know? I certainly wouldn't have fouled on that last possession. They're going to foul again. With 2.9 seconds, I believe it was, before they fouled him. That's the one you start getting a little bit tricky. And with no timeouts, you can't advance the ball forward, which hurts. That one I certainly would have fouled. 2.9 is not a lot of time, even if they miss, if you can't advance the ball. But now you're right back in. It's a one-point game. Even if he makes both free throws, you're only one possession away.
Again, no timeouts for Seattle. A timeout remaining for LA. Lakers by 2. 25 points now for Odom. He's got 34 points, 22, and now 25 in the 3 Laker games this year. So again, Seattle out of timeouts, down 3. About a 2-second difference between the game and shot clocks. Here's Allen, who's not scored in the quarter, and still hasn't. He's 0 for 5. Ball tapped out to Odom, and he's fouled by Ridnour.
Well, he can't get much better look. I mean, he may have been a foot and a half behind the line, but he had a good look at it. And if you're Bob Hill, there's not much more you can ask for.
Allen had a great look the other night against Portland, a chance to win it with a 3 with just a couple of seconds remaining, but he could not hit that shot. Seattle in danger of going 0-2. The Lakers trying to get to 3-0. And Odom makes it a 2-possession game with 15 and a half seconds remaining, and again, Seattle without a timeout. Points now for Lamar Odom. And here comes Ridnour. Seattle down 5. Lewis can't hit the 3. And Curry off with the rebound. And then he's fouled.
That's fitting. He was a spark in the middle of the fourth quarter when it looks like things may be getting away.
And Luke Ridnour is just fouled out of the game. Coming up next, it's SportsCenter with Stan Barrett and John Butcher-Dross. NBA highlights, college football, and NFL preview coming up on SportsCenter right after this game. The Ridnour is done for the day, 12 points. 6 seconds remaining in the contest, and barring a miracle, the Lakers are going to go to 3-0 for the first time in 3 seasons. Phil Jackson playing Turioff for most of the fourth quarter. And that's his first miss of any kind tonight. He is perfect from the field and now 6 of 7 at the free throw line. (118-112). Allen for 3. And the Lakers win it. They led by 20 in the first half. Seattle came back to take a 5-point lead in the second half. Ronnie